Hi, my name is Victor Cheng, and I'm from Bainbridge Island, Washington. Bainbridge Island is a small community about 30 minutes away from downtown Seattle by ferry, sort of a short hop away over the water. And I've lived here for the last couple of years. I am an entrepreneur. I run my own online digital publishing company where I'm a teacher and a writer in the strategy management consulting field. And I also teach and write about small business and entrepreneurial topics. I want to tell you a little bit about my experiences with Vision Day. I attended about, I want to say 7 or 8 years ago in Martha's Vineyard. I've also worked with Rob Berkeley over the years, on and off, both in Naples and Martha's Vineyard, as well as by telephone for most of the last 7 or 8 years or so. And I first learned about Vision Day and Rob. I had met Rob in a membership organization where he and I were both members of the same group. So I heard a little bit about the work he had done, particularly with others. But the turning point for me in deciding to go to Vision Day was when a colleague of mine was hearing a business update of mine and could just tell something was off. I think he described it as lacking passion, kind of going through the motions and sort of being a zombie, if you would, a zombie entrepreneur. And he asked me one day and he said, Victor, what do you really want to do about your life? Is that what you're excited about doing? And I paused and I couldn't answer. I couldn't give a very good answer. And it was very clear that I was going to give him like the answer I was supposed to give him. Like, everything's fine, it's great, things are going well. And financially, from a financial standpoint, they were going reasonably well. But the problem was I was miserable. And I was really having a hard time reconciling those two facts. Moderately successful financially, but really miserable. And I was just stuck. I was really stuck. And it was the kind of time where I think I'd lost my vitality for life. I was really unhappy. Normally, I'm a pretty happy guy. I smile a lot, certainly in high school. In my early years, my 20s, I did. And in the 3 years leading up to Vision Day, when I first went, I stopped smiling, and I look back at photos and videos during that time, and there's not a lot of smiles. So that was sort of a sign in retrospect that, something was off and not working. And I had that vague sense that something needed to change, but I wasn't sure what. And so that was where I was at right before Vision Day. And, that Vision Day really changed my life. It became a huge turning point, not overnight, but over time. It certainly made a big difference. I sort of was going in one direction in my life, and then Vision Day helped me realize it was the wrong direction. So I made a big shift. And then over time, over the years, it's really made a huge difference. So today I still have my same company. It's changed in terms of its focus to what it does now. I want to give you some of the highlights of things I've accomplished over the years. Those are usually pretty interesting. My business now does business in about 100 countries per year, 50 countries any given month. So we're pretty international business. I have staff in, I think, 3 or 4 countries on 3 different continents. So a pretty distributed global organization. My website reaches 1 million visitors per year. One of the goals I had coming out of Vision Day was to teach through writing. So I wanted to write a book, which I did in the first few months coming out of Vision Day. Since then, over the last 7 or 8 years, I've written 10 books. One of my best books is now being translated into Japanese by the same publisher that publishes the Harvard Business Review, which is really exciting for me. And my YouTube channel, I've been teaching through YouTube as well, has 1.5 million views, which is very exciting. And my work just reaches hundreds of thousands of people each year through all these different mediums. My income has grown pretty dramatically. My specific numbers I keep confidential, but it's grown about 10 times, about 1,000% in the last 7 or 8 years. So pretty significant. Certainly a really good return on investment from that standpoint. And the biggest thing I'm most excited about is I'm really just excited to live life. That vitality that I was missing is back. I'm smiling again. I'm happy. There's joy in my life. And the work I'm doing now, it doesn't feel like work. I mean, that's, I think, one of the reasons I've been so prolific is it doesn't feel like work. It feels like play. And when you're playing and it's fun, you kind of tend to do more of it, at least I do. So a lot of the things I really want to emphasize was just really getting on track, having clarity in my life, knowing where I was going and why, my reasoning behind it. And it just eliminated a lot of decisions that were sort of off track, if you would, or not on purpose or on my vision or aligned with my vision. And everything that's happened since then has been a sort of a byproduct of that, including I've appeared in the media a lot. So I was a guest expert for the Fox Business Television Network. I was on several live national TV broadcasts. I was quoted in Time Magazine as an expert. I have my own column for a brief period of time for entrepreneur.com. Cited repeatedly in the Wall Street Journal, as well as in Inc. magazine, Fortune Small Business magazine, Forbes, and I've lost track of all the publications I've appeared in. So all these wonderful things that have happened, they were all really about living a life full of joy and purpose and doing what I really wanted to do with my life. And I have found and since discovered that when I'm happy and I'm excited and I get through the obstacles that get in my way because I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. And I find that when I'm in that place of my life, that good things tend to happen. So, and that's certainly been the case for me. So one of the things I wanted to pass along was, if you're thinking about going to Vision Day, I highly recommend it. I will say I was pretty skeptical about going. It seemed very woo-woo to me, a little bit, and purpose and mission and values and your vision, those seem very optional. And I'm coming from sort of more of a science math background. I'm a graduate of Stanford University with 2 degrees. I did my undergraduate degree in quantitative economics. So I like math and things that are logical and proven. And I do a lot of analysis with numbers in my work. And what really swung it for me was everything else I had at my disposal was not working. I was stuck in my life. I was really unhappy. And I felt like I had no way out, and I wasn't really I definitely wasn't thriving. I think it was more just existing, not even really living, just sort of existing and going through the motions of life. And so I took a chance, with something that I probably would not have normally done. I knew some people who had some very positive experiences who went through it, and I'm really glad I took that chance, and it worked out really well. I have since sent about probably close to a dozen people to Vision Day. All of them to a T have thanked me profusely afterwards for introducing them to Rob and to Vision Day, and it's been a really positive experience for all of them. Not a single person has come back disappointed, so that's always a good sign, and certainly it was been a really positive experience for me as well. So if you're considering Vision Day, I highly recommend it. It's great if you feel like there should be more to life, or if you've accomplished everything you wanted to in your career and you thought you'd be happy with that, and suddenly realize you're not. It seems confusing and odd. I see that a lot in some of the people I've sent to Vision Day. Those are all signs that, at least in my life, there's something missing. And for me, that was clarity, having direction and focus in my life. And that's very energizing to know that the efforts I'm making aren't being wasted. So those are my experiences with Vision Day. Highly recommend it. Rob has been great to work with, and it's been really a life-changing event for me, and I couldn't recommend it more highly.